Yeah, great team effort. Just thankful that, a small market team like us can come into a place like Mile High and get it done.
Welcome into Jags A.M., just a small market show to talk about your favorite football team that's now playoff bound. I'm Kainani Stevens, Brian Sexton, John Oehser with us today, and there's a whole lot to talk about after a huge win in Denver over the weekend, and now things are official as the Jaguars are headed to the playoffs. So let's start off with our big things for you today, brought to you by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association. Big thing number one has to be clinched. Brian, things were 99.something% sure before Monday Night Football after the Colts lost to the 49ers. Jaguars are headed to the postseason.
Listen, it's a little anticlimactic because I think everybody around here has realized that this is a playoff team. But it's earlier than 2022, John, when they had to go all the way to the season finale against the Tennessee Titans to knock this one down. I think what's interesting is that they've clinched it in 2025, but I think all of us can see that this will be a playoff team going forward, that what they're building here is substantial, that it's sustainable, and that it's something that this year, well, it's a story that we're going to watch and tell, and there is no possible ending. It's all in front of them.
Look, when you follow this as long as we have, you clinch when you get a chance to clinch because this is a weird league, so you get in. I thought it was cool that they clinched on the weekend where they turned in their biggest, most significant victory. It felt like they earned it. It certainly felt like a playoff clinching statement thing on Sunday. So yeah, they're in for the 9th time, and I think they're in with the best team and the best chance they've had in over 25 years.
Absolutely. Let's go to our second big thing, which is a huge win in Denver. So believe the hype. We talked a lot about maybe not a lot of national people not believing in the Jaguars going into this game. They don't care about that, obviously. But Trevor Lawrence certainly doesn't care about it. He's been dealing out probably his best month of football we've seen so far, and his teammates are buying in as well.
I mean, I guess the numbers don't lie. I mean, he's doing a great job. But we always knew that he could do this, and he's playing confident. I mean, when somebody's confident, there's nothing you can do about that guy. Nothing you can do about that man that's confident, ready to roll, trusting his teammates, and just we've been making plays for him, and that just keeps that going, and we just want to keep rolling with that.
Parker Washington had a career day, but the guy throwing him, the football has been having a month, as I've been talking about, John, and it seems like he's only getting better by the week.
Yeah, I finally figured out where I put my hat. So
Parker borrowed it.
Hunter had it in postgame. Look, Trevor has been probably too criticized early this year. So to say that he has come out of nowhere and all of a sudden has gone from bad to good is not true. But the way that he is ascending, I have believed all along that he could get there. I didn't think he would get there as quickly and as impressively. He's in the MVP conversation. I don't think he'll get it because I think Matt Stafford will still get it. But you can't have a conversation without him. This is a good team. It's an ascending team. But, Brian, the reason they've got a shot at this is because of Trevor Lawrence.
Well, let me take it a slightly different direction because a lot has been said over the last few weeks about the way that Trevor has been playing. This is the best offense in Jaguars history.
No doubt.
They are scoring 27 points a game, which is more than 2017 and 2007, which were the other two teams that scored more than 400 points in a season. Look, they don't have Jimmy Smith's 116 catches and 1,600 yards, or Fred Taylor's 17 touchdowns, or Maurice Jones-Drew's 1,600 yards, which led the NFL. They don't have that superlative star performance in terms of numbers around him because he's distributing the ball so well. Everybody's getting a piece of the pie. But this offense has scored more than 25 points 12 times. The best offense next to it in Jaguars history, 8. And no one had more than 6 in a row. They've got 8 in a row. So this is the best stretch of offense that we have seen in Jaguars history. And it's being made because the quarterback is playing the best that any quarterback in Jaguars history has played. And I don't mean to take away anything from Mark Brunell. Some of the moments he had in Denver, John, in January of 1997, epic. Still some of the best moments in franchise history. And lots of players have played at a very high level. But this stretch with this team right now, it's the best we've seen.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a little hard to compare eras because we've gotten far enough away from the 90s era that the game is so much different. The Jaguars offense didn't try to play the way this offense did in the 90s. But this team right now plays offense the way this league plays offense. Mm-hmm. And right now it's playing better than anybody else in the league, maybe outside of San Francisco, which is also really hot. But this Jaguars offense is as good as any in the NFL right now.
And Trevor elevating everybody around him, which makes it all the much cooler. Our final big thing today going to be RESPECT. A lot of disrespect going around. Still getting it for the Jaguars. Liam Cohen says he doesn't care.
We don't care. We really don't care about the narrative. I'm sorry to say that, but it's only helping us. So I want the narrative to keep coming.
Brian, a little bit of acknowledgement throughout the league, I think, now with that big win over Denver, but there's always going to be somebody, and they're finding them.
Well, how about this? The Pro Bowl list is out today, and when people see it and see how few Jaguars are being recognized for their great seasons, that will be the next hammer that they have to hit. There's no shortage of them, but that's what this team needs, John, is they need the edge right now, and they've got lots of it.
Yeah, I'm not glad the Pro Bowl thing happened because there's guys who are deserving that I wish would be honored. But for Liam's sake, I'm sort of glad it happened because he can hammer that like a nail the rest of the week. Look, the respect thing, more power to him for really playing it up. Until the last few weeks, you understood why the league wasn't watching them a little bit. And now that they're playing to this level, the league's watching them. The people within the league knows. The media is starting to catch up with it. They'll get the respect. Good on them for acting like they don't.
You got to earn it. Stay with us here on Jags A.M. We got a lot of video from a big win in Denver coming up after the break.
Frank Frangie here. When you think of barbecue in Jacksonville, it's got to be Bono's Pit Barbecue. For over 75 years, Bono's has been smoking Jacksonville's favorite barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So go to bonosbarbecue.com or call their fantastic catering department at 904-332-7427. That's 904-332-7427. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
The moment you drop off donations at a North Florida Goodwill, your things start new lives. A donated jersey helps someone suit up for success through education and training. A pair of old cleats helps a job seeker step confidently into new career opportunities. Every donation fuels Goodwill's mission to provide education, training, and career opportunities, removing barriers to employment and building brighter futures across our community. To find your nearest donation center and learn more, visit goodwillnorthfl.org. Goodwill, where your things start new lives.
Huddle up, My Gate Rewards members. Football is back. Celebrate with the Duval Meal Deal at Gate. Right now, grab a personal pizza and any 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.99. No matter what combo you choose, this meal's the perfect play. Happening now through January 5th, 2026. See store for details. A deal that's a victory for every fan. Gates got you.
I'm Foye Lewican from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or under the influence is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. Remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead. Have a designated driver or get a ride home. Keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit dreamfindershomes.com and move into your dream home today.
Jags fans, if you want customized Jaguars furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com to browse all the customizable options. ZipChair is furniture for fans.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the team's coming together. I feel like we have a lot of confidence, but we don't take our preparation for granted. You can't just show up and win games in this league. You got to prepare the right way, and you got to have that edge and that mindset come Sunday. And I think that's something our team does a really good job of, is playing with that chip on your shoulder and that edge and attacking people and getting after them. And I think that's something that's been huge for us. Can't be understated. So we have to continue to do that. You know, it's not, you're not just going to show up on Sunday and win games, no matter who you're playing, and especially against a good team in Denver. So proud of the guys, and we came ready to go.
Very good stuff from Trevor Lawrence. Locked in at this point. Sounds of the game coming out a little bit later this week. You'll see even from the pregame, they were ready to go when they got to Denver, they were ready to go. Let's put it that way.
He's so calm, and there have been times where I've wanted to see more intensity from him, but that soundbite right there, after such a huge win, just tells you exactly who he is. And as loud as the stadium was and all the emotion and energy around that important of a game, for them to be so locked in, well, it's a testament to his leadership, which I think is a word that we use too loosely around professional football. I think he's the complete package right now.
He's uber impressive right now, and I'm not normally a stat guy. I'm not going to come in here and talk about stats a whole lot, but if you look at his Pro Football Reference page where they start listing numbers, the last 4 games are unbelievable, and in this case, I think it reflects what we're all seeing. If those numbers weren't the same, you'd still be saying clean zeros on interceptions, crooked marks on touchdowns, and big crooked marks. This is a special run.
Well, I heard one that I just thought was so impressive, I'll mention it. I heard he's got a 99.9 quarterback efficiency rating on third down. That's insane.
Compared to last year as well. Like, think about where this team, you were begging for a third down.
And yet, but what that says is that in that pivotal moment on any drive, when you face a third down, especially against that defense and those conditions, his quarterback rating is so high. It's just another way to measure how great he has been the last month. And great is probably not a good enough word to use. All
right, let's look at some of the tape, because it was a fun one to go over. A little defensive heavy early on, but then that touchdown to Parker Washington was an absolute dot. The trust is there. He's throwing it before Parker's even close to the spot that he's going to be catching it at. And Parker Washington also just doing crazy things. I think the game plan obviously catered around him a little bit because they were trying to take away Jacoby and BTJ, but Parker really just flourished.
Well, sometimes you talk about players around here and it's different than what you talk about. And what I'm getting at is last week we all talked about, well, who's Surtain going to take away? And I remember saying, does it matter? Because, and I know this is a segment about Parker, but you had Parker, you have Jacoby, you have Brenton Strange, you have Travis Etienne, I haven't even gotten to Brian Thomas Jr., Tim Patrick. This was purely a case with Parker where they knew Surtain wasn't going to be on him. So they said, okay, don't cover Parker, fine.
And what would they have done if Travis Hunter was on the field, right? I mean, just to mention that there's an abundance of weapons, and the one that you drafted, number 2 overall, that everyone was most excited about, hasn't even been on the field since the bye week.
Yeah, some of that goes to what we've been talking about too. Clearly, perception in May, August, June mattered nothing to how these guys are going to use players, because once again, they have completely shifted this on the fly and found these guys to be stud players for them, who people weren't even talking about in May. Yeah. So it has been a remarkable season on that front, and I think Parker's probably, the shining example of that, along with a couple others.
Let's take a look at the Jaguars' second touchdown. So as we talk a little bit about Travis Etienne and then also Brenton Strange getting involved, we talked about, the running game needs to get involved. I think if anything, if I was going to be picky, they do need to get the running game going a little bit more. But I mean, going up against the second best run-stopping defense, so that's understandable as well. But they did have big plays when they needed them on the ground, and then a huge catch from Brenton Strange for the touchdown.
Yeah, I was with you on the run game and wanting to get it started, but the fact of the matter is everyone's taking it away, and it's just another measure of how well the quarterback is playing. Oh, you want to take away that which we consider a bedrock part of our identity? Well, look at this guy here, and look at the throw that he makes to Brenton Strange. I guess teams are going to keep trying to take the run away. We'll see what the Colts and the Titans try to do in the final 2 weeks, but good luck to you.
Yeah, somebody told me once, in the NFL, if a team wants to stop you running, they're usually going to do it no matter how good you are at it, because they can scheme it. The key is to be able to counter that with what they're doing. I thought the play you showed, Kai, spoke to exactly what we're talking about. They didn't run great, but I think they ran 27 times.
Yeah.
For Liam, I think that's the key is, okay, you can keep stopping me. I'm going to keep at it, and I'm going to keep at it enough to where when I don't run, you're not going to know it. I'm in Indy, and Peyton Manning always used to talk about you have to have the threat of the run is much more important than actually having the run. If you have the threat of the run, then you know the defense will play a certain way and you can beat it. I think Trevor's at that point right now.
And one thing they have shown the ability to do, Kai, is to be able to run when they absolutely want to. When they want 2 or 3 yards, they're able to get those 2 or 3 yards. And the last couple of years we've talked about their inability to get the yards when they absolutely had to have them and they wanted to run.
Now they can do it. Broncos did make a little bit of a run, and then when we talk about this team battling back against adversity, had the penalty on Antonio Johnson, then led to that big R.J. Harvey touchdown that tied up the game at that point. And John, we talked earlier in the week saying, you got to be careful with whether it's turnovers or penalties, because a penalty like that can affect a game in a big way. And fortunately, this team is so well versed at this point that they can kind of battle through that. But I think it's just another example of them kind of dealing with what came their way and then bouncing right back.
Yeah, it feels like you got penalized for playing football. I mean,
there's a lot of ref things going on in that game.
Well, and look, by the letter of the law, helmets hit a bit. I don't necessarily think that Camp is pulling Antonio aside and saying, you can't do that in that situation. Sometimes it happens. But the resilience shown after it, it was interesting being there. The Broncos stayed with them, and isn't it funny we're talking that way about the team that's supposed to be the best in the league? They hung with the Jags, and the crowd would get excited, and every time, Kai and I are sitting in the press box, and it's shaking, and 5, 6, 7 times you just felt that stop.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they scored again. Yeah. Oh, they scored again. And I'm sure we're about to see them score again.
It's the eerie quiet.
Yeah.
We talked about being a physical team all year. They were clearly the more physical team on Sunday.
Trevor had a rushing touchdown with some penalties on that drive, but then we get another big Parker catch and another ETN run, and those were 2 of my favorite plays of the day just because of what we've been seeing. Well, these are the penalties and then Trevor's rushing touchdown, which is just another example of Trevor throwing it well, but then also using his legs. I think what's cool about how he's using his legs now is he still is running around to try to throw, and when he gets in a situation like this, he's like, oh, I can go score, but it's not at a loss for him throwing the football anymore.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, Dan Orlovsky did a great breakdown of some of these touchdowns, and the scheme on Trevor's run, where they got the defense going the other way, and he basically just walked in. Yeah. Another testament to Liam Cohen. Parker Washington, just because he's not the biggest wide receiver in the league, he might have the strongest legs, and broke tackle, just made play after play after play. Right now, the league is so DPI oriented, defensive pass interference oriented. You're going to get calls like Parker got. I think 20 years ago, it's probably not an interference in the end zone. The key right now in the NFL, both teams get those penalties because they're throwing DPI like it's going out of style. The key is who can take advantage when they get the break, because all teams are getting them right now.
And these guys do.
That's a little bit of a sticking point, me, Brian. I think the league is over DPI'd right now, but that's a topic for another day.
There's a lot of flags.
There's a lot of refereeing that is interesting. Let's put it that way. Let's take a look at one of the Denver turnovers, fumble, and then another Parker catch, because maybe a little underrated, because at this point it's still, you felt like the Jaguars were in control of this entire game. I didn't feel like they weren't at any point, but getting into close to the fourth quarter, and getting down here, adding a field goal at the end of this, that's where you're like, okay, because when we talk about the Texans game where they weren't continuing to finish throughout the fourth, this is a point where you're like, okay, they understand the stakes here, and they're continuing to play really hard.
Well, they put themselves in a position where they could add some points, but more than that, they could make the clock work to their advantage. There just wasn't going to be enough time for the Broncos to be able to come back if the Jaguars could milk a little clock and add to the 31-17, make it that 3-score game. It felt like the breaking point in the ball game when Emmanuel Ogbah fell on that ball.
Yeah, it's again, it's such a situational league right now that once you get a situation like that, they did their job. They took advantage. They got the points. Ifs and buts. If the Broncos hadn't fumbled there and go score, the feel of the game to me, I would ask somebody who was saying that play turned the game to tell me when the Jaguars were going to get stopped offensively.
Right.
Because in that game, now I'm not saying they'll score every drive the rest of the season, but the theme of that game to me was that whenever the Broncos did something, the Jaguars had an answer offensively. I don't think we see any evidence that wouldn't have happened had that fumble not happened.
Let's do a couple defensive plays to close things out, because getting lost in all of what we're seeing with this offense and these high scoring, the defense is still playing really well, and they're forcing turnovers, getting takeaways, and I just love what Coach Camp has been able to do with this team.
Listen, I heard Robert Saleh last week, the Niners defensive coordinator, say that he finally got it, right? He finally understood the yards don't matter, it's the points. And what the Jaguars defense, forget the yards they gave up. They only gave up 20 points, and they closed the door in the fourth quarter with the 2 takeaways. And you go back and look, they closed it at the end of the first half against the Jets, and they closed it early in the third quarter against the Colts. This team, the defense, shuts the door on opponents, or at least they have in the last month.
Look, the league is not set up for low yardage football. So you're not going to get low yardage football very often, especially against a team as good as Denver. Defense now has become a situational game where if you get stops in big situations and put your team back where the offense is playing downhill, which it felt all day like it was, the defense does its job when that happens, and they did its job in the fourth quarter. Somebody asked me, well, wouldn't they have been better off, because it was fourth down, if Jarn had knocked the ball down? And my response was, you go tell a DB to knock it down.
Right, especially that one.
Right, because interceptions are too rare. And he had gotten jobbed a little bit on a penalty earlier, I thought. I forget the situation, but it was again, DPI, like it's going out of style. He got called for it. Made the play there that basically sealed the game. Good for him.
Absolutely, love to see it. Stay with us here on Jags A.M. We're not going to do hot takes. We're going to talk a little bit about our Christmas wish list and what we want to see come playoff time.
Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit dreamfindershomes.com and move into your dream home today.
The kick is up. It's good! Field goals for Firehouse Subs are back. That means when the Jags score from deep, you do too. Anytime the Jags score a field goal that's 40 yards or more, you can get a free medium sub with the purchase of any other medium sub, online or in the app, for 4 days following the game. So cheer on the Jags, watch for the big kicks, and get your buy one, get one free medium sub at participating Firehouse Subs throughout Jacksonville when you use the app. The hottest subs in Duval. See firehousesubs.com for offer terms.
The stadium bathroom line. It's like TSA and the DMV merged in the waters of rush hour traffic, and you're in it. No closer to the bathroom than you were 5 minutes ago. Just closer to, well, going to the bathroom. You know what actually takes a minute? Pre-ordering an Uber so no one drives impaired after the game. Take a minute, make a plan. Never drive impaired. Go to takeaminutenow.com. From Diageo, Mad, Uber, and the NFL. Please drink responsibly.
Are you ready for a taste bud touchdown? Well, Jags fans, if you're at the bank and craving a snack that's shell-shockingly good, look no further than Luray Peanut Company's boiled peanuts. Picture this, you in the stands, cheering on your Jaguars, and in one hand, a bag of piping hot boiled peanuts. With original or Cajun to choose from, they're so delicious, you'll wonder where they've been all your life. So grab them while they're hot and get back to the game. And as always, Duval! Luray boiled peanuts, where every nut is a winner.
What's the best part about lawn care during the winter? You can give it a rest. Lawns only need watering up to once a week. Really, that's it. Using less water means you're saving time and money that you can put towards something else. Before you run your sprinklers, remember, give it a rest and only water up to once a week. For more information, visit waterlessflorida.com.
I'm Foye Oluokun from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Driving distracted or under the influence is dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for everyone on the road around you. Ride with Do Not Disturb. That call, text, or social media message can wait. Choose your music before you turn the ignition. Anytime your eyes are not on the road ahead, you're distracted, so pay attention. Remember, drive high equals DUI. Plan ahead. Have a designated driver or get a ride home. Keep a clear head to see clear ahead, and let's get everyone home safely.
Jags A.M. today brought to you in part by Firehouse Subs.
You down us, we're going to show up every Sunday, and you got to play us. You know what I'm saying? No matter where we at, we can play the snow, play in the rain, or whatever you want to do. I think the Jags going to be ready to play.
Play in the snow, play in the rain. Oehser, you like playing in the rain? Not so much.
Sure, but I think, Brian, to Jarian's point, that does sort of – there's many things that define teams when they get this hot.
Mm-hmm.
But being prepared, I mean, you're talking what now, 13 or 14 games. The only game they didn't look like they were absolutely hair on fire ready to go was the Rams, and I'm not sure they weren't ready. I think they just got outplayed that day. But this team – these guys get prepared, and they're ready to play.
Well, and think about where they could go in the playoffs. Is there any place in the AFC that you wouldn't feel comfortable that they could go and play? No.
Because, as you mentioned, what people are going to continue missing about this team, because now you've got the shiny, long-haired quarterback playing well, so it's going to look like, glamour team.
Yeah.
They're a physical team first, and they're a potentially great team because they have a physical team with the long-haired glamour quarterback.
And a shut-the-door defense.
And our glamour senior writer, of course.
Wow.
I mean, that was a given.
They've had that a long time, guys.
That was a given. Normally we do hot takes right about now, but we're playoff bound, so we're going to do a little Christmas wish list. I think last year we had a lot of stuff on the wish list for the Jaguars at this time of year. A little bit different now. So when you're looking at the playoffs, Brian, what are you hoping for to see from this team?
I'm hoping that Trayvon Walker can stay relatively healthy. All right. I mean, he's still playing with some device on his wrist, and he's got a knee on the left side also that he's got a brace on. But if he does, the relentless energy that he played with on Sunday, you're talking about a guy, by the way, that in the last 3 games has made a 4th down stop on the run, right? I mean, where he has changed the trajectory of what the other team's offense wanted to do. He is playing at a insanely high level. Now, is he getting to the quarterback and creating the sacks that everyone loves to see? No. But is he getting to the quarterback and forcing quicker throws? Yes. This is a guy who's playing at an extremely high level. People have heard the comparisons. Aiden Hutchinson playing on the glamour team, right? The long-haired pass rusher, although I think he cut his hair. And Trayvon Walker just doesn't have those numbers. But when you watch Trayvon Walker and the way that he plays football, there will be an appreciation for who he is and how he plays the game if he stays healthy through the postseason.
Well, he said he had a stop on 4th down on the run again the last couple of weeks, and he had an insanely quick pressure on the pass where Bo Nix sort of had to do like the chest pass in basketball. I can go on and on about Trayvon. He is playing at a high level and has for 2 or 3 years. I went a little bit of a different direction in a fun week. There's many things you want for the playoffs. We have time to talk about that. I want 1.01 million, because that's supposedly the population of Duval County. Liam Cohen masks for this city, because Brian, I'm not sure that this team has ever had a coach that this fan base could identify with quite this way. They've had great coaches. Tom Coughlin's a great coach, so it's really about that. But I covered Florida in the 90s when Spurrier got there. And a buddy of mine called me one day and he was like, John, I just love Spurrier so much. This is a prominent local attorney, much in his life, and said, I would tithe to keep Spurrier at Florida. I love him this much. Because of the identity and the love that fan base had for him. Changed the culture, and they said, yes, you will lead us out of our abyss. Liam feels like that to me, where, unbelievable coach, but he gets it. He sort of leans into it, and he sort of likes the whole small market. He's going to go to fisticuffs with Saleh. Right. He's going to embrace it. I think he probably knows they're getting a little respect, but he's going to keep playing that card of, hey guys, nobody cares about us. he is Duval to his core.
Is it ironic that he got so much crap for saying it wrong at his introductory press conference, and yet nobody says it better than he does right now? Right now, I'm not talking about the actual Duval, but bringing the emotion and bringing the lack of respect and bringing the personality of what that means here in North Florida to life every Sunday afternoon. So he tripped at the very beginning, but nobody does it better than he does right now. He's embraced it.
The funny thing is, I get emails all the time about him. Even early on, what does he have? The fire. The fire. I mean, look, he can call plays, and he's a brilliant play caller, clearly, but never think this guy doesn't have the fire.
By the way, all of that stuff, all the respect and all the post-game stuff is great, but none of it matters as much as the brilliance, as the play calling, and as the leadership that he has done to turn this thing around from where it was last year to where it is right now. I didn't know if it was possible. It's been an amazing job.
So much of coaching, especially as a head coach, is about finding the way to get through to your players and finding the way people are motivated. And Liam Cohen is clearly a person that is motivated by negatives, that whether you didn't get recruited, people saying you're not going to be a good coach, people criticizing your first Duval, and he uses that to his motivation. He's finding a lot of his players are motivated by that as well, and I don't know, I love to see it.
Listen,
be a little petty. It's always entertaining for me. I get it. For me, my playoff wish list is for 2 home games. As much as I enjoy going on the road and traveling with the team, I want to stay home in Duval County for a little bit longer if we can. And as the playoff seeding is still kind of up for grabs, I think that's very much a possibility. And I just love to see the bank with a big game. Jaguars fans can come out and support. This is the real deal. If you don't believe it now, then you're never going to believe it. And to see them in the postseason, I'm excited. This will be my first postseason game, so I'll be excited.
I haven't looked at it. I think the one is unlikely because when you look who the Patriots play, they play the Jets with Brady Cook, and they play the Dolphins with Quinn Ewers, right? However, they can get to the 2 if the Patriots win both those games and the Broncos lose one of their final 2 games and the Jaguars win both of them, right?
Yeah.
In other words, if they have the same record, if they're both 13-4, the Jaguars could have number 2, which would have them home for the wild card and the division.
I think there's also a possibility.
Potentially home if
something falls.
If the one would lose in that case, you could have 3 home games here, I believe. And
so that's another scenario for people to pay attention to.
Right, because when I'm looking at this playoff picture, there's so much parity there. I wouldn't be surprised if any low seed upsets a higher seed at any point. So that's where I think multiple home games is definitely a possibility.
It felt like the shot for New England to lose another one was Sunday against Baltimore. But again, we all would have assumed that, and Houston almost lost.
I was just about to say
to Vegas. So in this league, never
game.
think that weirdness can't happen at the end of the season. That's why, again, get in, right? Because it's professional football.
And the Jaguars have been a part of it on the other end, spoiling seasons and whatnot for many years when they were out of it. So we know what that can be. Can never underestimate your opponent. Stay with us. We'll tell you what's coming up the rest of the week here for Jags.
Jacksonville's own Dreamfinders Homes, the official home builder of the Jaguars, just scored big, winning 2025 National Builder of the Year. And right now, Dreamfinders is running its best game plan yet, offering winning interest rate incentives and move-in ready homes available today. With 20-plus communities right here in Jacksonville and over 40 across Florida, from Jacksonville to Orlando to Tampa, Dreamfinders Homes is everywhere you want to be. Visit dreamfindershomes.com and move into your dream home today.
It's game time, Jaguars fans. This season, feed your fandom with the Jaguars sub from Publix, the official supermarket of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow! Sink your teeth into crispy chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, melted cheddar, sweet coleslaw, and smoky barbecue mayo, all stacked on a fresh white roll. Taste the hype only at Jacksonville Publix locations. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Chelsea here. Ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors before the new year? During Renewal by Anderson's December sales event, buy one, get one 40% off. And with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months, it's never been easier to say yes. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Offer ends December 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com. License number CGC 1527613.
What's the best part about lawn care during the winter? You can give it a rest. Lawns only need watering up to once a week. Really, that's it. Using less water means you're saving time and money that you can put towards something else. Before you run your sprinklers, remember, give it a rest and only water up to once a week. For more information, visit waterlessflorida.com.
A bold change. A historic development is underway for the Bold City, and the Jacksonville Jaguars and team partners are a part of it. Introducing First and Forward, a development partner program highlighting the significant contributions made toward the transformative efforts to the city of Jacksonville. Thank you, Belter, Brooks Building Solutions, Jackson Electric Supply, Office Images, Sims Crane, Start Tech, and People's Gas. Championing progress on the field and in the community. The First and Forward program. The First Coast Forward Together. To learn more, visit jaguars.com/forward together.
Frank Frangie here. When you think of barbecue in Jacksonville, it's got to be Bono's Pit Barbecue. For over 75 years, Bono's has been smoking Jacksonville's favorite barbecue. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at Everbank Stadium because Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. So go to bonosbarbecue.com or call their fantastic catering department at 904-332-7427. That's 904-332-7427. And remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Jags A.M. brought to you by Hyundai right here in the Hyundai Studios.
Again, how about our quarterback? Trev, unbelievable. Parker Washington, get out! Dude, Jarian Jones! So proud of you. I love you guys. The job's not even completely, even close to being done. Ain't even close. Not even close. Okay, but that's one more, man. That's 11. That's 11. All right, but we just a small market team. Thank you for the play. We just a small market
team. 11 wins.
Is that LeQuint doing this in the background?
11 wins.
That's fantastic.
The legend of Liam, the way that he stirred him up.
Absolutely. Parker Washington. We love a Parker Washington shout out. I think I still say it like Liam sometimes. I'm just like, Parker Washington.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
He's going to be with us, I think, tonight for All Access, actually,
cool.
at the beach at Strings. Yeah. So if anybody wants to come down to that little pre-Christmas edition, because we're having that tonight on Tuesday. And the team will be practicing tomorrow, limited, and then, or they've altered the schedule a little bit for the holiday, but they will still be here all week preparing very much to head on the road to take on the Colts, which we're not going to be with you guys the rest of the week, but that's going to be a big game in and of itself. We know they lost on Monday Night Football, but as we discussed, anything can happen, and it's a divisional game.
Well, that's the thing. It's a divisional game. They know you very well. They recall what happened to them when they were here a couple of weeks ago. Their offense doesn't really frighten me because if you take away Jonathan Taylor and put it on, or do we know it's going to be a 44-year-old quarterback, or is it going to be Riley Leonard? I mean, but their defense, well, listen, it's a divisional game. They've got some players that can wreck your season, what you've got in front of you if you're not careful.
And they're playing hard. I mean, the last 2 weeks they've taken the Seahawks and the 49ers, who may be two of the best 5 teams in the NFL, and given them all they wanted. There's a chance they're still in it technically, but they still feel like they're in it, spiritually or whatever. As long as they're playing hard, they're dangerous.
Well, I guess what I should clarify. What I mean, what they can take away from you is your chance at the number 2, right? Or even the number 1. And that is so important for the Jaguars to still be lasered in on what they can do and see if things fall their way. You don't want to slip up against the Colts to cost you a chance at the home games in Duval County.
Yes.
Well, if the Texans win, a loss to the Colts could cost them the division.
Yeah.
So I don't think focus will be an issue even with Crema.
Right.
Liam says we're not done yet. We certainly are not. We're going to take a Christmas break here on Jags A.M. We hope you enjoy the holidays with your friends and family and enjoy this weekend's game. We'll be back with you on Monday, bright and early on Jags A.M. to talk about it.